Hey guys, ILene Vick here for Teaching Adult Coloring with ILene Vick. And in today's video, I am going to be working on stained glass. This is the picture that I've got. And on your screen shortly, you'll be able to see the before on this. Basically, it was just a little angel, the flower, the dragonflies, and then these little flowers down here. Everything else I put in. So the book is Whimsical World number 2. Let me get the studio light out of the way here. Let me see something here. Okay. The Whimsical World number 2 by Molly Harrison. Beautiful little book. Just little cutesy stuff like you wouldn't believe. Zoom out. Zoom out. Let's see here what we've got. So these are great little pictures. They're straightforward and relatively simplistic, but they've got great space for adding things. And you know me, I am the queen of making additions to pages. All right, so I worked on this, and like I said, I will put a picture up here as to what this looked like before I added all my little doodads. Okay, so let me get in here. And what I want to show you today is how I did these pieces. I've got some blank ones here at the bottom, but you can see the finished piece, which you guys tell me that you love. And also, I will remind you it would behoove you to #1 check community in YouTube, because I'm posting finished pieces there. And also to join my Facebook group, because every day at 7 Central I am live. Gives you a chance to talk to me, to watch what I'm doing. We have a lot of fun in that. And it also goes to video, so you can watch it at your convenience. All right, so let me go ahead and show you how I'm doing this. There we go. Zoom out. Yeah, all right. Camera gets a little touchy sometimes. So this is a leaf right here. Zoom in. So the process, oh, and by the way, these silver lines here are the solder, and I'm going to go and make them darker. I just put them in the color I did for placement reasons. So let's go ahead and take a look at how to do this. Okay, so we'll grab that piece right there, and we will do this piece right here. I'm using the side of my pencil. I want a very soft coloring here. Okay, now at this point, to do the edge, all the edges are a little bit darker, as you can see, just like this one here. You can either use the same color pencil or a complementing pencil. So for this one right now, I'm going to go ahead and use the same. And what you want to do is go ahead and darken in that edge. So now I'm using the point of the pencil. Now, I'm not going to do it along the bottom because this cutoff is implying that there's more below here. So you don't want to continue it along the bottom. All right, let's get you in. And I am going to add a very skinny line right here next to the plant because I do want a little shadow there. Not as thick as up here. And then I'm going to go ahead and take my Prismacolor white pencil. I use the PC 938. Of all the whites of all the brands that I have, I've got about 9 pencil brands. I like this the best for blending. So we want a soft blend on that because that implies stained glass. Beautiful. And again, guys, I go into a lot more detail on this on my Facebook group, Teaching Adult Coloring with ILene Vick. And again, I would encourage you to join me live there. We have lots of fun. I'm doing Alice in Wonderland right now. I'll show you that in a minute. Oopsie, got a little problem. There we go. Now, if you want to take your darker pencil and put in a little bit of shadow next to it, that's great. And then maybe like a little line right there. And then blend that with the white. That really makes the stained glass look cool. Zoom out. Zoom out. Zoom out. Okay, so let me show you where I am right now with this. I just did this one right here. There's my pointer. Notice I am not using my Prismacolor blending pencil. You want a very soft blend. Look at the blend over here and then the streaks. And you can see that I did stained glass on the dragonfly. Zoom in. Zoom in. Zoom in. Zoom in. Yeah, isn't that cool? I love it. And in this, you can see how I went through and did every single wing segment as a stained glass, and it came out beautifully. Zoom out, zoom out, zoom out, zoom out. So you can see how great this whole piece is looking. Isn't that fantastic? And again, remember, this is a more simplistic book. And again, you know me, I'm the queen of alterations here and how I make changes. Excuse my arm, guys. Okay. Beautiful, beautiful piece. And again, I will be making the solders in between here darker. All right, let's look at a couple more of these. Zoom in. Zoom in. All right, let's see what we got here. And again, if you have any questions, you know how to get a hold of me. Facebook is going to be the biggest thing. So I'm using yellow on this one. Zoom in. Zoom in. And then remember I told you that you can use a different border. I have a Derwent Color Soft. I'm going to use a red, but it's basically an orange. Zoom in. And now I'm going to go ahead and tint the edge of this with the orange. It'll make sense in a minute. Oop. And then I'm going to use my blender pencil and blend all of that together. And that's going to soften this up. And notice how we have the little streaks in there. That's exactly what you want. Ah, beautiful. Zoom out. All right. And I'm going to do these over here for you, and then I'm going to do a little solder, and then we'll call it quits. And that beautiful music that you're hearing, piano music, is by Whispering's Piano. I pay for the subscription. They do not pay me to tell you about them. Highly recommended, guys. 30 bucks a year for gorgeous piano music. Oh, and I'll work on one of the little dragonflies so you can see how I did that as well. Okay. Now, as I told you, I can go ahead and use this same blue. This is the pencil I just used to go ahead and do this. but I'm going to use a darker blue. Zoom in. And again, I am not going to go along the bottom because that implies that this goes off the page. And I missed a spot. So this whole thing here, like I said, it's a very straightforward process. And if you have any questions on how a stained glass window should look, Google it. So I'm going to put a little bit of edge on here. All right. And look how pretty now that's blending. See how that dark blue is coming in and streaking? Love it. Ah, just beautiful. You want that milky white. And then, like I said before, if you want, you can take your blue pencil, pop in a couple streaks, see that? And then just go over it a little bit with your white pencil. Boom. Beautiful effect. Have fun with it, guys. That's the whole deal. All right. Zoom out. Zoom out. Zoom out. And before I forget, I'm going to show you what I was just working on in live coloring with ILene Vick on Facebook. This is the Alice in Wonderland. This is the book. Great book. These are the original illustrations from the book. And boy, do they look fantastic when they're colored up. So I'm almost done with this. I went into detail how to do the dress. Got the rabbit going here. I'm going to do the background and then the beams, and then we've got a little fan at the bottom here. Lots of fun. So again, that's my Facebook group, Teaching Adult Coloring with ILene Vick, 7 p.m. Central Standard. Okay. Hey, and if you don't think I don't have a sense of humor, this little girl even has a tattoo. You see that butterfly? The people that were in the group live with me asked me to put it on there. Hey, I got a great sense of humor. I put it on there. Lots of fun, guys. Just lots of fun. Okay. So let's get this last chunk done for you. Right now I've got orange calling to, no, I don't have orange calling to me. Let's see. Don't want green. Just did blue. Babaloo, blue, babaloo. Okay. You'll have to forgive me. I'm feeling particularly good tonight. Okay. And you can be adventurous with your colors. I'm going to use a peach color, Prismacolor 939. Color lightly. And by the way, if you're wondering, I drew in the lines myself for the stained glass. You do not have to be an artist to do this. Check out this blue that's got a little bit of that purplish in it. Isn't that cool? Okay, now I'm going to take a Fila brand pencil called Coffee 010. Watch this. Don't be afraid of your colors, guys. So unless this turns out as seemed like a good idea at the time, I think you're going to like this color combination. And again, I'm not going to go down the right-hand side here. I will outline my leaf just a little bit. And if any of you have any problem with doing this, you know how to get in touch with me. Okay, and I'm not going to worry about any streaks right now. So what's the next step here? I get my pencil, my white pencil. I'm blending in little circles. You can figure out how to blend for yourself, either in the circles or straight line, whatever works for you at the moment. And you do want to soften those colors on the edge. Now, if you wipe out your edge, like I did a little here, Go back with your original color, which is my brown, and pop it on there. No biggie. Stained glass is very forgiving, guys. I'm going to put a couple streaks in here. I'm going to go back here now and reblend this with my white where I fixed the brown. Zoom in. I'm going to clean up my flower stem a little bit. There we go. I will blend the streaks. Cool. You want the glass to look flawed. It'll look cool. And that would be Vicky, my dog, saying hello. She gets excited when I'm in my studio. Feel free to play around with your streaking. It really makes it look neat. Just be sure to hit it with your white afterwards. Okay. And I just want to clean up the stem just a little bit. And no, on the flowers, I'm not going to make them stained glass. Those stems would be like impossible. I'm good, but not that good. Okay. Now I've got, so this is a leaf. Zoom out. Zoom out. This is a leaf right here, so I'm not going to do that stained glass because we would lose the leaf with all the other stained glass. But I am going to, this is a teeny tiny dragonfly. This is a bigger one. Zoom out. Zoom out. So this guy is like really small. See the difference? So I'm going to show you how to pull this off. It's going to be a little dicey. Let's see something here. But in order to deal with a small area like that, and I want something that's going to be a nice high contrast because we've got lots of color behind it. We got the orange, green, a little bit of purple. So this is how we're going to do the small one. If you want to try those little bits and pieces, that's fine, have at it. But I'm going to do this. Watch. Zoom in. Zoom in. Zoom in. So I'm going to color this whole wing a light blue. Let's see, so we got the bottom ones here. And this is going to look really pretty. And then I'm going to take my dark blue and do my outline with it. But like I said, if you want to try and do each individual one, like I did on the bigger dragonflies, super. And then I'm going to grab my white pencil. And get that really beautiful light center. Pop over on my edge just a little bit to soften that up. Boom, we're done. Same on the other side. And at this point, if you want to play around with that blue a little bit and like bring it in like I did here, cool. And just hit it a little bit with your white. Isn't that beautiful? Okay. And then I'm going to, let's see what we got here. Oop, don't want that one. There we go. And then the top wings, I'm going to go ahead and color those in this orangey red. And color in my edge. Bring it down a little bit, the blue edge, but not all the way. Ah. Oh man, that is so pretty. Brush. White pencil. Soften it. Make the center white. Sorry, didn't mean to be off camera. Oh, how pretty is that? Love it. And then the body, I just made a light gray. Let me show you this other little guy here. See, I just made him a light gray, black legs, black little eyes at the top. Let's see what we got here. Missed a spot. Use your pen. You guys know I love my pens, my black pens. Okay. Zoom out. Zoom out. Zoom out. Now, on these larger dragonflies, the spaces are big enough that you can do the same thing that you did over, you know, on your pieces here. All right. So let me pull you out. Beautiful. And then I'm going to go ahead and get a very dark gray. And I'm just going to do a little bit of this so you can see the rest of it I will do on Facebook in my group. Zoom in. So now what I want to do is I want the solder to be darker. So I'm just going to work my darker gray on this. And the neat thing is, and you should do this on purpose, is you want to color outside of the line just a little bit because you want that solder to look a little jagged. Now, don't fill in this black all the way. Hold on, gotta find my eraser. It disappears on me every once in a while. And I got a little bit too far out here on that wing, so I'm going to go ahead and just gently erase that off. And because that pencil is on the very top, it comes off very easily. So don't go too wild outside the lines, but again, you don't want to be like perfect. Dang, I keep breaking my points. So see how I'm doing this on my solder here? And then I'm just going to run my finger over it once. Let me do one more and then I'll pull out so you can see what we got here. Zoom out. Zoom out. All right, there you go. That's how that's looking. Let's see. And again, use your judgment on your gray, what you want to put on there. Just don't make it perfect. Zoom in, zoom in, zoom in. So let me do the face very quickly for you. Very, very light flesh color here. PC 939. Again, I'm going to use my white pencil to blend that because I want a very soft look on the flesh, as opposed to using a blender pencil. And if it gets too pale for you, you can go ahead and go back over with your initial flesh color. And now that you've got a layer down, it should work a lot smoother. And then I'm going to go ahead, if you're familiar with coloring skin, we want that little shadow around the outside. And again, if that's looking rough, which it is because sometimes your colored pencils don't play well with each other, go ahead and use your white. I just want a very, very light flush on her. Let me go ahead and get that edge a little better. There we go. And you can see where I went over the edge a little bit. So just grab your black pen and draw it back in. And her eyes, I'm going to go ahead and emphasize those. Oh, how cute. Zoom out. Zoom out. And then I'm going to go ahead and pink up her cheeks right there. We don't have too much room to do that, but actually it's really cute that the eyes are so low. And I'm going to exaggerate the cheeks. I want those pretty apparent. It just looks cute. There you go. And if for some reason you don't like how bright it is, take your white pencil, just hit it over the top. Okay? All right. Zoom out. Zoom out. So let's take a look. So let's take a look at the entire piece and see how this little puppy looks, which is looking pretty good. You can see where I have the darker solder lines here. Let me get a pointer pencil here to keep everything clean. I've got the darker solder lines, which I'm going to put in. She's got a face on her now with a little bit of blush. All the pieces are done except the leaf. And then I'm going to go ahead and, with my white pencil, I'm going to go ahead and play with still a little bit with some of these stained glass pieces. Clean them up a little bit. Oh, and by the way, I took pencil and whatever color the stained glass was, I went ahead and outlined the angel, put a little shadow underneath her footies, and went around turquoise, went around purple, and then turquoise, and then green. And that way she is standing out and not getting lost in all this stained glass stuff. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with this. And again, I'm going to tweak it, go over to Facebook, Teaching Adult Coloring with ILene Vick. And then you can take a look at it. And I'll post the finished piece, of course, in community here on YouTube. So again, I can't emphasize enough, be sure to check that area, because I'm going to post nothing but finished pieces. So those partials I'll get out of there, but I want you to see finished pieces of stuff that I'm working on both platforms, YouTube and Facebook. All right, guys. Thank you so much for your time. Always appreciate, I always appreciate that. Joyous, joyous coloring, guys. I want to thank you, again, for spending time with me, like I said. This is ILene Vick for Teaching Adult Coloring with ILene Vick. Take care, and until next time then, bye.